Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My channel is honestly not the right word to say anymore. I pretty much decided to minimize what I share publicly on my YouTube channel, so the only people with access to these videos right now are on Patreon. So it's like my channel, but not my channel. I don't know. Anywho, I'm doing my makeup very quickly before work because I have time to do it today. We are using my e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer. Let's just say we've had a day today. Let's do some lip balm. We're getting it through every day, but I did just find out I have a meeting with my manager, and at the end of the day, I have to just say my piece, and they're either gonna listen, understand, or not care. And yeah, that's basically all I can say. Basically, I'm in a position where, I'm also trying this. It's the Shrek Revolution Family Olga set, and I do believe there's like a little cute headband that's in here. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I have to constantly tell myself to take deep breaths because I get overwhelmed. So I can take, I'm probably gonna fix my hair before I go to work. I have like 30 minutes basically to film this. So this set comes with this cute little Shrek headband, which I've been wanting this, but it's like the daughters in the show. She has the pink little bow on her ogre ear, and then it has a palette, and this is from Christmas. I just purchased it after. So these are the colors. Sorry my lighting's not the best. And then it also comes with a lip gloss. So I'm trying to be better about using the makeup that I've previously purchased, so I'm not like hoarding things that I'm not using. So me doing my makeup is kind of forces me to do that, and also so I can have more empties. But I just can't keep sharing really personal things on my YouTube. I think it's just not healthy for me, and it paints me in a certain light that I feel like I don't need to be that open with certain things. So I'm working on myself in real life, and you know, have to just keep working, and I feel like it's also like a time thing. Like, my situation's not going to change immediately overnight. That's for sure. It's going to take some sacrifice, discipline, and a lot of just putting aside my feelings. So, but I also think too that it's good that I set this meeting with my supervisor so that I can actually at least let them know like what my concerns are. And some people might say that's not smart. I just think like at the end of the day, if you don't ask for the things that you want, you're not going to get them. So at least I know if I ask for what I want or let them know like what I actually need, that I did ask for what I wanted. If they can't provide that, you know, I can say, okay, well, I appreciate you listening, taking the time, but moving forward, I still have to do what is best for me. So currently, I do have some interviews scheduled as well, so I could potentially be getting other offers, which I don't have yet. So I think it's still good for me to try to see if my current job is willing to either I think the thing is, because I recognize now that I accepted something less than what I wanted, and that's why I'm unhappy with my job. Like, I would be grateful. I would be grateful, but I'm grateful that I have a job, but I've not had a job before, right? So I think it's just having a job where you're still stressed financially is not a good position to be in, and it makes it hard to be grateful, because it's like, yes, I'm making money, but I'm not making enough to afford my bills, and therefore I'm still under a lot of stress, and that's not a good situation to be in. And I will either start resenting and not liking my job, which is, you know, something that I've done before. And I don't think it's not the job itself. Like, I'm not complaining about what I have to do. It's about I can't pay my bills, and I also was expecting full-time and a higher hourly rate than what I'm getting. And that is what I keep settling for, and then I'm unhappy. So, to be absolutely honest, y'all, I make $18 an hour, and oh, my alarm's going off. I was like, I hear something. Alright, I got like 10 minutes, well, 15-ish minutes to do my makeup. So, the main thing is, I was making 18 hours at my last full-time position, which was the customer service job, but I was guaranteed 40 hours a week, so that was $720 before taxes every week, and I had a guaranteed 40 hours. So if they canceled the office, I still got paid. I didn't have benefits, but I did have PTO. So I went from having a full-time position, my contract ended there. I started working as a server, which was a huge pay cut. So that job was, I would say it wasn't stable income. There were days where I was making like $25 an hour from my tips. On a good day, you could make up to $30 an hour from tips, but it wasn't stable. So there was also days where I made $2 an hour because of little tips. So it just was not enough where I could sustain myself. I was definitely making less than $1,000 a month. So there's that. Then I went to TJ Maxx. Now TJ Maxx, I was seasonal there, so it was a seasonal job that I took because I had quit my server job because it was not helping me save. I also, like, throughout this, also recognize my shopping addiction is still, I'm still shopping, spending money that I shouldn't be spending, and not making the same amount of money I was making before. So, was that smart? No. But again, when you have a shopping addiction, you will literally find a way to buy something that you want because you literally prioritize buying that thing over a lot of other things. So I would find ways, whether it was Klarna, whether it was Affirm, whatever I had to do to be able to purchase something if I really wanted it, I would always find a way to get it. It's like people who have addictions that is like alcohol, they'll find a way to get alcohol. People with shopping addictions will find a way to purchase things that they want. And then if I couldn't find a way, I would eventually figure out a way, or I would get angry or upset, or it was just like it's a actual battle you have when you're like, I need this thing, I will figure out a way to get this thing if it's the last thing I do, which is not something I'm proud of. It's just that was the reality of a shopping addiction. So I could have, $20 to my name, but, I'm going to spend $10 on Klarna to pay for this purchase, and it's actually $40, but I only had to pay $10. So I would have just enough to cover that split payment, and if I could make it work that way, I would. I know that's not smart. I know that's not is not good decisions I was making, but that's just me that's the reality of what you're doing when you have a shopping addiction. So, TJ Maxx was decent because I was making closer to $1,200 a month, which I would say is like the minimum I have to make to cover my bills, just to make minimum payments. Like, that's not saving a lot. It's not, I'm not able to save the amount I need to save, but it's enough for me to survive, at least cover my minimum payments each month. So TJ Maxx did help me get back on my feet after being a server. But after the holiday seasons, my hours got cut, and then it was no longer able to sustain me, and they didn't really have they didn't have a full-time position there. And TJ Maxx, I was never trying to make TJ Maxx my full-time income, and that's something else that I've addressed before, is that me taking all of these part-time jobs was kind of as a last resort, but it also didn't really benefit me in the long run because they're not jobs that I can put on my resume because I wasn't there long enough. The skills that I got from them were limiting my job opportunities as well. I was getting stuck in customer service retail jobs, which a lot of people who have psychology degrees end up getting kind of stuck in those job fields because there's not a huge demand for psychology. And unfortunately, I would not tell someone to major in psychology unless they're planning on becoming a psychologist. If you're not going to get your master's, if you're not going to stay in school, don't get a degree in psychology. Like, and I'm saying that with a college degree. I tell the people I work with that, I'm like, unless you know you want to become a psychiatrist or something that there's jobs for, do not major in psychology. Major in business, major in computer science, IT, places where you're guaranteed a job. Because I do feel like some of my degree was a waste of my time in some ways, but I did think psychology was interesting. I just don't think I was passionate enough about it, and was never planning on being in school, being in school to get my master's or higher. So that is advice I would tell other people. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Psychology is just not a degree that you're going to have a lot of job offers for. And unfortunately, so many people... Someone just made a comment, y'all. If you're watching this, I have not privated all my videos yet, so I'm still getting comments. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So, I would say the most stable income I've had was the customer service job, which was roughly $720 a week before tax. That job was where I was able to save up enough to buy a new car. But because I only had a 6-month contract there, it was not stable income. And so I didn't have, it was like I couldn't really depend on that. But at my current job, I'm making $18 an hour, but way less hours. And that's the problem, because I was making more working at TJ Maxx with 36 hours than I am now. I was making more working full-time at $15 an hour when I worked at Amazon. And also probably more at it's just like this, I can only afford my bills at $18 an hour if I'm making $40. I mean, if I'm getting $40, 40 hours a week. So I don't have enough hours for $18 an hour to cover my expenses. $15 an hour times 18 is $270 before taxes. So do the math. $720 a week at 18 for 40 hours versus $270. That's a loss of what? $450. Yeah. So I'm very much so not in a position where I'm able to sustain myself. I'm not able to save what I would like to save. And I'm not able to pay off my debt. I'm literally only able to make minimum payments. If you're only making minimum payments, you're not paying down your debt enough. And because I was expecting to be making so much more, I was expecting to be making at least $20 an hour, really hoping for 25. 25 is what I would like to be making. And that's just not something that they do. So I'm having to reconsider my my options and basically deciding I have to look for other positions. It was kind of how we ended up, is because I'm not able to sustain myself with the current hours I'm getting. So I'm kind of, I guess not forced, but I have to start looking at other places. So I have interviews. The places that I applied all said they start at 25. So I also just want to say, it's not that I'm not willing to work. I'm not lazy. I'm not like, every time that they've asked me to come in and cover, I've came in and cover. I've only called out of work one time, and that was because my car was not starting and I did not have a way to get to work. Had to deal with getting my car towed so I could get it fixed. Like, it's not like I've been this horrible employee that people assume I am because I talk about it. Like, my managers at TJ Maxx loved me. And just overall, I feel like I'm trying my best with the opportunities available for me, but I don't want to keep compromising on my wants, and I want to be making at least $25 an hour, and I need to be working at least 35 to 40 hours a week. Because honestly, even now that I'm thinking about it, like, that's not even, like, my yearly income right now is not even 12,000. I'm literally on the poverty line, essentially. And I can't imagine how people can survive off of less than $20 an hour right now. Like, I don't want to keep settling for less, and then being frustrated, and then letting my frustration put me in, like, build resentment, and then now I don't want to go to work at all, and then, it's just like I have to start asking for what I want, and if a job cannot provide what I want, go somewhere that can. Like, not keep playing like the victim. I'm not stuck at this job the way I sometimes try to make it seem like it is. There's other options. As I said before, I don't want to keep quitting and leaving jobs. But I also need to be able to pay my bills. And right now I can't do that. So we'll see how the meeting goes on Friday. But I don't want to keep, like, just complaining about something and not doing anything about it. Like, complaining is not going to get me somewhere. Is not going to get me anywhere. I also just think, like, I'm allowed to vent. Now, I don't have to vent on the internet. I think, like, I've just been doing it for so long, it's kind of become a habit for me. So, yeah. Alright, I have to go or hurry up because I'm taking longer than I was supposed to doing this makeup. Let's see, where is a blush? I don't want to use this orange blush though. Do I have 3 Rare Beauty blushes? Oh no, this one is a knockoff one. I was like, I don't remember getting 3 colors. But I do think, just like I said, I have control over some things, not everything, but if I at least make my concern clear to my manager why I'm concerned, that's better than just complaining and not doing anything about it. If, you know, they tell me, well, unfortunately we can't provide this or whatever, I'll say, okay, thank you for taking the time, and at the end of the day, I gotta do what's best for me. And it seems like this is a job field that there is a big demand for, and all of the people who've left since I started have all found better positions at other places, better pay. I want better pay and hours at this point. Like, I would like to be making more than what I was making at my last full-time position, but I want to be making at least what I was making there. And the only way I will at my current hours is I need to be making minimum $24 an hour. Alright, that's my makeup for today. And oh, I didn't use the gloss. Alright. Oh no.